Hey guys, I hope you are doing great. You are absolutely safe and healthy at your home. My name is Rishabh and I'm currently working with Mintra as a part of the category management team. This is the first time that I'm making a video and there is a very strong reason behind it. The reason is that recently I completed my post graduation from NIFT, which is National Institute of Fashion Technology. It's a very famous fashion institute in India and you all must be aware about it. So I did master's degree in fashion management, which is a complete 2 years master's program focused on fashion management. So as soon as I joined this program, I used to come across a lot of queries from my friends, from my relatives, from a lot of unknown people related to this program, and they used to ask questions like what this course is all about and what are the different career prospects. Is this course called Masters in Fashion Management worth to do or not? So I decided to sum up the answers of all these questions and make a video out of it. My answers would be completely based on my academic knowledge and my industry exposure till now that I have. I've worked with brands like United Colors of Benetton, Replay and Superdry, which are owned by Reliance Brands Limited in India as an intern. And I just want to say that you can definitely rely on my answers. The problem with this course is that whosoever aspires to pursue this program in future, they do not have a lot of guidance for it. They do not have complete resources. If you want to if you want to have some guidance for famous courses like uh, a conventional MBA, then there are a lot of resources and or guidance available on the internet. But when we come across with this course, there are very few resources that are available on the internet, and there's a very few people actually pursue this course in future. So people are not able to get in touch with the alumni who have done this course and who can guide people out there. So I decided to make a video, and I really want to help those students who aspire to become a fashion manager or want to pursue this course called Masters in Fashion Management from NIFT in future. So first, I would like to tell what this course is all about and how this course came into existence. So what used to happen in 1990s, when NIFT had just established itself, it was just open up in India, and it only used to produce design graduates, which means there were only design related courses that were there in at NIFT. So at that point of time, the industry felt that there is a need of a person who can handle the business side of the fashion industry. So during that time, what used to happen was that in the industry, suppose there is a designer. The designer used to create the product, he used to design, create, and then get it manufactured. Now the problem came was that the industry felt that there is a need of that right kind of person who can make these products available to the right target audience at right price or in right quantity. And there only a gap was identified between the designer and the final consumer. And just in order to bridge this kind of gap, the industry felt that there is a need of a person, of the right kind of person who has both business knowledge and as well as he has knowledge of the fashion. He has now knowledge about the different fashion trends as well. So at that point of time, this course came into existence called the Masters in Fashion Management in India at NIFT. Currently, there are a lot of institutes which offer this course, and I'm not very much aware about that. But I would just tell that there are two most prominent institutes which offer this course. One is Pearl Academy and one is NIFT, from which I did the course. So since I've done my course from NIFT, so all my answers to the queries faced by people would be completely based on my experience, which is NIFT. So coming about what exactly this course is all about. So MFM, that is Masters in Fashion Management, I would just say that it is a mixture of MBA and fashion industry, which means half of the subjects that are taught in MFM are exactly the same which are taught in a conventional or a regular MBA. subjects like consumer behavior, organizational behavior, economics, statistics for management, brand management. All these subjects are taught like are taught in MFM as well as MBA. But coming on to the rest of the subjects which are taught in MFM are based on fashion and textile industries. Subjects like fashion merchandising, the fashion entrepreneurship, fashion marketing, or the fabric knowledge for merchandisers. So all these subjects are taught in MFM. I would say that it is a complete business management degree in which the students will be able to develop managerial and leadership abilities. They will be able to have that business acumen as well as the knowledge of like different fashion trends that keep coming up as soon as the time goes by. And if you ask me what is my opinion, how is my experience of this course, then in very brief, I would say that my experience was really good. I actually learned a lot, and I did not learn by by uh, by what used to happen in the normal degree programs, like cramming up everything and just going in the exam and writing it up. I actually learned by experiencing the practical side of the fashion industry. In this course, there were a lot of projects, there were a lot of assignments and presentations which used to happen in the course, and also at the end of each of the semester, jury used to happen in which students in different groups used to present whatever they have learned in the entire semester. So I would say that it's a complete, business management degree which will help you to develop a lot of skills that are needed at the business side of the fashion industry. Now let's talk about the eligibility of this program. So in order to become eligible for this program, MFM, of course you need to have a bachelor's degree because it's a master's program, and in that bachelor's degree you should be having 50% or more than that marks. Now there's a misconception that is there in many students' mind, which I really want to clear it right now. The misconception is that in order to pursue this program, a student need to be from a fashion background only. And I am clearly and very frankly saying this, that it doesn't matter at all whether a student is from fashion background or from a non-fashion background. And the reason is because as I've just told, that half of the subjects that would be taught would be absolutely same as what are taught in MBA. So it doesn't matter from which background you are. Of course, if you are from a fashion background, you may have an edge over the fashion subjects that you will be studying, but that will not overcome the students who are from non-fashion background. So so and if I talk about my experience in my batch there were around, like, the majority of the students were from non-fashion background, and trust me guys, they were the ones who scored really good in like almost all the subjects. They had good CGPAs, and now also they are doing good in the industry. So it doesn't matter if you are from a non-fashion background or a fashion background. What matters is the intention of doing this program. Let's talk about how to enter into this course, which means how to pursue this course. So, in order to pursue this course, a student needs to clear three levels. One is written entrance test, then the GDA round, and the PR round. Now, now the written entrance test is for NIFT MFM is generally called the GAT, that is the General Ability Test, and it happens on 31st January of every year. Guys, for this particular information, I'm not very sure, and please do not rely on me. Please go and check nift.ac.in. So the date this information may vary. Now, as soon as the student gives the written entrance exam, and as soon as he clears it, or he gets shortlisted, he is required to appear for the GDPI process. GDPI is the group discussion and personal interview round. Now guys, there is a cutoff that is released by the college, the NIFT Institute, and and whosoever clears off that cutoff is only gets shortlisted for the GDPI round. Now all those students who are shortlisted for the GDPI round, are required to go through with that process, and after that process the marks of the marks of all these 3 rounds are added, and the final rank is released by the NIFT Institute. Now, as soon as the final rank is released, on the basis of that rank only, the student is allotted the campus. Now, I don't know you guys are aware of or not, but I really want to mention it that there are 15 campuses in total where MFM is there. So, and the campus in which you will be studying will is totally based upon what your rank would be. So guys, in order to get a good rank, you really need to work hard, you really need to work upon yourself. Now, now I want to explain this process with the help of an example. Now, suppose your rank, after going through all the processes, your rank is between 1 to 20. So then you will be allotted NIFT Delhi. So these are estimations according to the past analysis and results. If you get a rank between 100 and 150, then you will have options of getting into NIFT Kolkata, NIFT Chennai, NIFT Hyderabad, and so on and so forth. My rank was 447, and I got NIFT Raebareli at first, and in the second counseling I got into NIFT Patna. The reason why I'm telling you my rank is because I want you to understand that the the campus that you will be allotted will totally be dependent upon what your rank will be. So guys, please work hard and try to like score as much as you can. And in order to get into NIFT Delhi, Mumbai or Bangalore, which are considered to be as the top campuses of NIFT, you really need to work hard, and your rank should be at least below 100. Now guys, let's talk about a very important aspect which many students really want to know. That is, what are the career prospects of this course? Which means as soon as the student will complete this course, he will be graduated, and what are the different career paths to which he can enter into. So as soon as the student graduates, he or she will first of all get the opportunity of working into fashion brands like Tommy Hilfiger, United Colors of Benetton, Jack and Jones, which is owned by Bestseller, Van Heusen, Louis Philippe, which is owned by Aditya Birla in India, then Reliance Brand Limited, Superdry, and so on and so forth. Now, so these are the brands in which a person after completing this course would be getting into. Now, coming on to the profiles. For what kind of profiles does MFM students are hired? So, talking about the profiles, so I have divided profiles into 3 segments. First is the retail sector, export house or buying house, or the e-commerce sector. Now guys, there's a very important thing that when a student becomes a postgraduate after completing this course, he will be having option of getting into 3 type of industries, that is retail industry, e-commerce industry, or the export house manufacturing industry. Now, in the retail industry, it's basically there are you would be working at the back end office of the retail sector first of all, and there are front end jobs as well. But most probably, like majority of the students get into back end only. Now I would be telling the different profiles which MFM students are hired in the retail sector. One is they are hired as a buyer, as a merchandiser, as a retail planner, for the marketing side, for the sourcing, for brand management, or as a visual merchandiser as well. Now guys, also there is one profile called store manager, which is a front end job, which some of the MFM students are hired, but most of the students get into backend only. Coming on to the export house, if you want to get into export house, then you can work as a export house merchandiser, or you can get into the sourcing team, because you will be having a decent amount of garment knowledge. Third industry is the e-commerce industry, in which you can get into. In the e-commerce industry, you can get into category management, or the buying profiles related to buying and merchandising. Now guys, apart from this, you can also work as a content creator, as a social media marketing person, and or as a marketing research and trainee. So it totally depends where you exactly want to go, in which industry, in which field you want to enter into. But the profiles which I've just told are the most prominent profiles which a MFM student gets hired for. now now guys, it's a very important aspect that I want to tell, which is that majority of the students, MFM student, are hired for the profile called buying and merchandising, and there is a very strong reason behind it, because this profile is very much affiliated to our course, that is Masters in Fashion Management. Most of the subjects that we have studied will actually have like that actually covers the different aspects of buying and merchandising profile. So guys, like, if you want to take the decision whether you want to pursue this course or not, I would just like to briefly tell you what this profile is all about. In this profile, this so buying and merchandising profile, in some companies a same person handle both of these things. In other companies, there are two people who handle both of these things separately. So what a buyer does is, a buyer works closely with a designer and decides what kind of range would be launched in a particular season. Season is basically, there are two seasons in a year where in which the brand launches its products. The one is autumn winter and one is spring summer. That you most of you must be aware about this. Now, uh, the role of a merchandiser is basically, let me explain this in a very lay manner. Suppose XYZ brands has more than 100 stores in India right now. Now, what kind of quantity will go into what kind of store is decided and managed by a merchandiser only. Now, coming on to a very important aspect which your parents must also be very much interested to know, that is the salary package that you will be getting after completing this course. So, the average salary package currently is not very high package. It's between 4 to 7.5 lakhs per annum, and that is the CTC amount. And if you talk about specific brands in the retail sector, Tommy brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Aditya Birla, which owns brands like Van Heusen, Louis Philippe, then Reliance Brand Limited, and United Colors of Benetton. All these brands hire MFM students, MFM freshers for about 6 to 7 lakhs per annum, and brands like Future Group or many other fashion startups or the e-commerce sector, e-commerce brands like Myntra and Tata Click, they hire MFM students for maybe 4 to 5 lakh or maybe 6 lakh per annum. It depends upon company to company. Now, guys, don't get disheartened by the amount of package that I've just told you, and there is a reason behind it. And the reason is because as a fresher, which means as soon as you graduate, you are first hired as a management trainee, which means like for the entire year or for maybe more than 6 months of period when you'll be working in the industry as a trainee, you would be learning the entire process, which means you would be working as well as you would be learning that how exactly work happens in the organization, and after that only you would be able to uh, you know uh, contribute towards the organization, and then only you will be able to perform better. And as years will pass by, I am pretty sure I have seen a lot of like MFM alumni, after a good amount of work experience, you will be able to earn quite a good amount. Now let's talk about another important aspect, the difference between a conventional or a regular MBA and MFM. Now guys, MFM is a very specialized kind of course that is designed specifically for the students who want to learn the business side of the fashion industry. Whereas MBA is a different kind of program in which the student will be provided different number of options in which he or she can do specialization, and those options can be vary from can be HR, finance, marketing, investment, and etc. Now, guys, if you do an MBA, then you will have vast number of options in which in future, which means you can enter into different type of industries. You can enter into FMCG companies. If you are from finance background, then you can work in the big four auditing firms like KPMG, PwC, Deloitte and EY. You can also enter into you can also work in companies like Hindustan Unilever Limited, then ITC and Amul, Mother Dairy, Oyo Rooms, etc. So what I'm trying to say is that with MBA you will have vast number of options, but with MFM you would be restricted to work in fashion brands or the fashion industry. So, and guys, as soon as you complete this course, it's my personal experience that it sometimes it really becomes difficult to enter into industries which are not fashion related, which means you cannot it is very difficult to enter into other industries by if you do MFM. And because this course is not at all famous, is it's not very famous in the eyes of the industry people who are already working in the industry. So sometimes it becomes very difficult to prove yourself, to prove what you have studied in the entire 2 year span of time. Hence, take your decision wisely and only pursue this course if you are actually inclinated towards working in fashion brands. You have, I would suggest that go for MFM only if you have inclination uh, towards different fashion brands, that what how exactly the backend work happens in a fashion organization or any fashion brand. Now, guys, here I want to clear one more misconception by talking about the placements of NIFT. So, NIFT placements is centralized, which means that it happens only at the top centers, that is Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. So, this means that students from all the 15 campuses will have to attend the final placement at the end of the year at the top campuses, that is NIFT Delhi, NIFT Mumbai, and NIFT Bangalore. And there only they have to compete with all the students of all the campuses in order to get a good package. And as I've already suggested before, I want to mention it once again that in the fourth semester one, while you are doing GP, try to grab pre-placement offer there only, so that you you can get rid of that pressure that you may face during the final placement. Now, guys, I also want to cover one more topic, that is the difference between a lower level campus and a top level campus. Now, top level campus includes campuses like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Gandhinagar, Hyderabad. And the lower level campuses includes all the campuses which are just recently been established, like Patna, from where I have graduated, Jodhpur, Bhubaneswar, Shillong, Kannur, and etc. So now, guys, the difference is that all these top campuses they are quite old and they have already established themselves in the industries. But the rest of the campuses, which are the lower level campuses, are yet to be established in the industry, and hence this is the difference. It comes if you are from a lower level campus or from a top level campus. Also, so what I'm trying to say is that the top level campuses are old, and newer campuses, the lower level campuses are quite new. Second difference which comes is getting internships. When it comes about internship, the top level campus students are actually benefited, and the reason is because all the famous brands like Tommy Hilfiger and Aditya Birla actually go to the top level campuses and hire students for the internship. So I'm just talking about the internship, not about placement. So the students which are from top level campus, they are actually they are able to get internships quite easily. But when it comes to the lower level campuses, students really need to work hard. They really need to have their own backup, or they should be good with networking, so that in order to get a good internship. So this is the area where a student from a lower level campus faces issue. Apart from this, the rest of the things like the faculties or the infrastructure and the crowd, is almost like the same in all the campuses. Like I shouldn't be comparing all these things, and there is a reason behind it, and the reason is that NIFT has tried its level best to maintain these things in all the campus. Now guys, at the end of this video, I think I've covered almost all the aspects of of the queries which are related to this course. And to sum up, I would just like to answer to this question, that whether this course called Masters in Fashion Management worth to do or not. So, when you are deciding to answer this question on your own, just make sure you know that it totally depends upon you, which means it totally depends upon you what you want to do in your life. It totally depends upon you where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years down the line. If you see yourself working at a fashion organization, or an e-commerce fashion firm, or a startup fashion firm, as a manager, or any managerial level position, go for this course. If you have business acumen, as well as you are really interested in gaining knowledge about the different fashion trends, then go for this course. But only go to the course once you decide that what exactly you want to do in your life. With this, I would like to end this video, and I hope you liked all my answers, and I hope that I was able to cover all the queries related to this course. Thanks a lot guys for listening me out. If you have any doubt related to this program, please feel free to get in touch with me. My email ID has been mentioned below, and you can get in touch with me, and I'll try my best to answer all the questions of all the people. Also guys, one more thing, I am planning to make one more video covering the topic how to prepare for the NIFT MFM entrance exam, and I would be covering all the details with respect to that. If and there's only one condition, I will be making that video, and that one condition is that only if this video will be a success. If this video will be a success, if many people will like this video, then and demands another video about that entrancing, I would definitely make another video. If you liked all my answers, please subscribe my channel, and also like this video. With this, I just want to say goodbye and all the best for your future. Thank you guys for listening me out. Take care.